Caretaker Matt here. I thought it might be a good idea to have a little bit of a come to Jesus chat about us as horror fans. If there's one thing we horror fans enjoy more than a really good horror movie, it's shitting on someone else's idea of what a good horror movie is. To prove my point, I have 4 directors that I'm going to name that will get you a very passionate response when their name is mentioned, whether good or bad. And those 4 gentlemen are Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, Mike Flanagan, and Rob Zombie. Now, Jordan Peele, the people that do not like him will say, those are not horror movies. And they may stipulate that Get Out was a horror movie, but they're certainly not going to give any leeway on the other 2. They're going to say he doesn't make horror movies. And the people that defend him generally will end up going to the "you must be racist." Happens all the time because you must be racist if you don't like Jordan Peele. Ari Aster, his critics, me being one of them, will say that guy takes his movies off the rails for no fucking reason. He's admitted in interviews, I like taking my movies off the rails. Now, if I'm watching a movie and 2/3 of the way through it suddenly goes off the rails for what appears to be no goddamn reason, I'm not going to respect a director that does not respect me as a viewer. And the people that will defend him will say, you must be stupid because it's metaphorical. So if we get it and we're up here, then you must be down here because you don't understand what his metaphors are. Mike Flanagan, people that do not like him will say, boy, is that guy boring. The stuff just goes on and on and on. Now we're talking mostly about his series at this point, not his movies, but he's been doing more of series of late as opposed to movies. They'll say he just goes on and on and on. It's boring, and boy, does he love the blue light. The people that will defend him say, well, you must have no attention span because that guy builds character, he builds plot, he builds dread, he tells a hell of a fucking story, and if you can't follow it, then you must not have an attention span, and you must rely on only having jump scares and gore. Which brings me to the last guy, Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie's detractors, me being one of them, will say all he does is ruin things. He ruined Halloween. And then whatever the poor monsters did to deserve that, they haven't even been in anybody's radar in 30 years, let alone this generation. But it was just another reason for him to put his wife in a movie, is what people like me say. And his defenders will say he adds an element to horror, his style. He has a fresh voice. He gives, blood and guts, but he tells stories in a good way for, I can't even finish that. But so the point of this is everybody has their own niche of horror that they enjoy, or a director that they enjoy that speaks to them. And if there's one thing we all love, it's to tell that person, you must be fucking stupid because that guy sucks. So this is Caretaker Matt saying, I think we can all agree on one thing, at least in the realm of horror, and that is Rob Zombie sucks. This is Caretaker Matt, over and out.